We're back and at it again for another season. I can only imagine on the other side of this screen, you're going to be bobbing your head to drums and drooling over barbecue. You're watching Front Row Center, the home for Las Vegas art and entertainment. Welcome to the debut episode of Season 4 of Front Row Center. I'm Nakaya Berry.
And I'm Deshola Balogan.
And welcome to you, Deshola.
Thank you, Nakaya.
It's your first time hosting this season.
Yeah, I'm excited. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Crazy yet entertaining ride for you.
Yeah, it should be a lot of fun. So besides working on the show this past weekend, what did you do?
Well, it was actually a friend's birthday, and we ended up taking a party bus to Gold Spike.
I love party buses. Oh my
don't
God.
want to say how that ride was. Have you ever been to Gold Spike downtown?
I've never been to Gold Spike. Everyone always talks about it though, but I've never been. I feel like I need to check it out. Seriously.
Yeah, it's this really cool place with life-size games like chess and Jenga.
I think I'm gonna check it out.
What did you do this past weekend?
Well, I actually went go-kart riding. It was so much fun, but I realized that I'm not as good of a driver as I thought I was.
Well, I definitely want to see that, so let's take a look.
Vegas is filled with so many fun attractions, and this isn't an exception. I'm out here at Gene Woods Racing Experience because I want to see what all the talk's about. Located just south of the Strip, the Gene Woods Racing Experience is an exhilarating outdoor racetrack for those who have a need for speed.
Gene Woods Racing Experience is actually the best, fastest track in Vegas. It's the longest track, all bank turns. It's the only bank turn track in Vegas.
We're a little different than most. It's called a racing experience because that's exactly what it is. You line up, we throw a green flag, you race, you get a checkered flag, and the winner is the winner.
Though you can race just for fun, there's also a chance to win some cash money.
You come in and you pay $40 to enter. Half of that goes towards a purse. The top 3 guys at the end of the night get paid. So you line up, you race, you have a main event, and you get a chance to win. You become a professional racer for that night. It's called Monday Mayhem.
I'm about to race. Hopefully I don't lose too bad, but let's see. I'm gonna see if I can beat these guys. Are you guys ready? As you guys can see, this is some crazy stuff, but it's so much fun. All right, for Front Row Center, I'm Deshola Balogan. So I'm here with Found in Fiction. How are you today?
I am very good.
You're good?
Yes.
How about you guys? You guys doing good today?
Doing great.
Good, good. So before I ask you anything, I've got to know, how did you come up with your name?
One day we were all sitting outside our studio at the pool, and we're shouting out names of songs, or not songs, but basically putting together names for bands. And one of us shouted out Found in Fiction, and we were like, hey, let's go with that one.
That's the one that stuck?
Yeah, that's the one that stuck.
Okay, and how long have you guys been playing together?
We've been collectively together, well, I've been with them for the last 3 years. And then they met actually some time before that, but with my incarnation in the band, only about 3 years.
3 years, okay. And what are you performing for us today?
We're going to be performing a song called Tenchi. It's our song that gets played on comp.
Okay.
And, so it's one of our favorites.
Are you guys ready?
We are ready.
All right, performing their song Tenchi. This is Found in Fiction.
It's okay if you find a way to make you see what we all wanna find another way to dream. Never waiting for the day when we come apart. Never will we float away. We can make it. We can make it. Don't lose your way. It's time to make a stand, but you already know. We can make it. Don't lose your way. It's time to find a way to make you see what we all want to find another way to dream. Never waiting for the day when we come apart. Never will we float away. We can make it. We can make it. Don't lose your way. It's time to make a stand, but you already know. We can make it. Don't lose your way. It's time to make a stand, but you already know. And through the stars we fly, and I can't leave ringing on. From what I know, you won't belong. And through the stars we fly, and through the stars we fly, and through the stars we fly.
Thank you.
That was great. That definitely woke me up. You guys, wow, that was great. You have some pipes.
Thank you very much.
That end note, I was like, wow. What the song was named Tenchi, right?
Yeah.
And what was the inspiration behind the song?
Well, at the time I was kind of inspired by Japanese anime, and I started writing a series of songs that kind of were telling a story, and Tenchi means angel.
It's an angel.
And so there was a moment in our next record, actually, that's going to be coming out. There's a song called Shinma, which is more like the devil side of things. And it sounds a lot darker than it is, but it's just, you know, how it creeps into your life. And then this was more about the angel helping you, kind of. And it sounds more religious than it really is, but it's not.
It was
It's
a good
not.
song. I liked it.
But
It was really cool.
Yeah, it was really, really cool. And we kind of came up with this concept together. And we were sitting around a pool again, and we were like, what should we write about? One song that night got written about Transformers, so that will go ahead and tell you how the process works.
Well, the pool seems like that's where you guys get all your inspiration from, right?
Hey, man, we live in the desert. Water is necessary.
So where can people find more of your information?
You can go to facebook.com, put in Founded Fiction. That's Founded Fiction, one word.
In fiction.
And just come and like our page, and if you want a CD, just send me a Facebook, and I will send you a CD.
All right, so that was Found in Fiction, and we'll be right back.
No one chooses to get breast cancer. The only choice we have is how we will deal with it.
We were lucky. Before we were ever treated for breast cancer, we planned for life after breast cancer. We made the choice.
That breast cancer would not take something away from us.
Unfortunately, not every woman knows her choices. And for the sake of all women across America, that has to change. And you can help make it happen. The American Society of Plastic Surgeons is supporting a bill that will help make sure women who are facing breast cancer surgery are told about all their options. It's called the Breast Cancer Patient Education Act.
Every woman has a right to plan for life after breast cancer.
But too many breast cancer patients are being left in the dark.
Help us bring this important issue to light. Call your member of Congress and ask them to support the Breast Cancer Patient Education Act.
In 1977, an 8-year-old boy picked up the game of golf from his father. The odds of that same boy then making it to the US and European pro golf tours, 1 in 7 million. The odds of the Big Easy winning the US Open twice, 1 in 1.2 billion. The odds of him having a child diagnosed with autism, 1 in 88. Ernie Els encourages you to learn the signs of autism.
Right now, we have the operations manager of Rebel Radio, Dave Norse, here with us. Thanks for coming down the hall to the studio.
It is my pleasure.
We've actually worked with you before, Dave.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I've worked with both of you, in fact. KUNV Radio has 3 radio stations. Deshola, you've been on 2 of them. Nakai, you've been on 1. It's been a lot of fun being able to work with you. Now the tables have turned somewhat, I'd say.
Thanks for being here, seriously.
And I'm sure your students get a lot out of your teaching. And how is that experience teaching students and dealing with radio?
I mean, for me, it's a lot of fun. I get to work with people who are interested in learning about broadcasting. It's a really rewarding experience for me. Some people, they love music, or they have really passionate opinions, or they're interested in sports, and they want a venue in which they can talk about that. Other people, they're just like, you know I'm interested in broadcasting, and I want to try as much as I possibly can while I'm in school, and maybe they won't make a career out of it. Maybe they'll find that this is the best thing they've ever done in their lives. But regardless of what their experience is, I'm really glad that I have the opportunity to be there.
And how did you get into radio yourself?
Interestingly enough, I got in radio through my college. We had a student-run radio station, very much like we do here at UNLV. It was the end of my freshman year. A buddy that I was hanging out with one day said, "All right, man, I got to get out of here. I got to go do my radio show." And I said, "What? Radio show?" Kind of blew my mind, and it's been a lot of fun ever since.
That's cool.
Do you have any crazy radio or on-air memories?
Oh my gosh, the worst and best memory probably was my first shift on the air. I had been so nervous. This is the first time I ever went live on the radio, and I was so nervous that after the end of my first air break, I forgot to turn the microphone off. And then one of the engineers comes yelling into the studio, "Turn your mic off!" Except he used a lot more profane language. And I was like, that's it, I'm fired. Before things even got started. Fortunately, the microphones can't pick up what's not being spoken directly into them. So nobody else heard it but me. But oh, that was the beginning of my crazy experience.
I'm sure your students can learn from that.
I hope they can learn from that.
We've all been there before. We've all kind of...
Don't say that,
Yeah,
Deshola.
I'm just saying, I might have done that once or twice. But so can you tell us about the pledge drive that you guys have going on?
Absolutely. So twice a year, KUNV, because we are a public radio station, we ask for the support of our listeners. These are individuals who listen to the radio station because they enjoy the programming. Maybe they like some of the interesting and unique musical features that we have on. Maybe they just value the fact that we train students. But we ask all of our listeners who are fans of the radio station to make a financial commitment to help keep the station on the air. We do that because we don't play commercials. We don't have advertising. So the only way that we can really keep the lights on, so to speak, is to ask our listeners for their help. And we will be starting that the end of this month, September 26th through October 4th. And if you're a listener, we encourage you to take a couple dollars. And you don't have to do it all at once. You could break it up into payments. But take a couple minutes out of your day and support the programming that you appreciate.
And you recently had us have some of the shows on FM radio now. I know Deshola is one of them.
Absolutely. So KUNV HD1, which is 91.5 The Source, turned on new programming. We're calling it The Night Shift. Every 9 p.m. until 3 a.m., we designate it for student programming. And these students go on the air, they'll do hip-hop, they'll do indie rock, they'll do electronic music. It is an opportunity for students who have been working on our student-run station to transition to the FM station and really show the entire Las Vegas Valley over FM just what they're made of.
And how can other people get involved with Rebel Radio?
If you are interested, I encourage everybody to go to our website at therebelhd2.com. There is a Get Involved link that's right on there. You can find out all the information about training, and while you're on there, fill out the application, and we hope we'll see you soon.
All right, you're in the hot seat right now.
Hot seat, all right.
Do you feel your seat getting hot?
My butt is burning.
One question, what is the most embarrassing song on your iPod?
Oh my gosh, little Carly Rae Jepsen for sure.
Which one? She has
She does. I think the first one, Call Me Maybe, I'm most embarrassed about.
And
all right, I think I need to leave the room now.
No, we have a couple more.
Okay.
When was the last time you took a selfie?
Oh my gosh, probably this past weekend.
Are you sure it wasn't right before the show?
I know, right?
No, I may have to do one right now.
I think I saw you in the hallway,
And I'm sure dealing with radio, you've heard a lot of great people. What is your favorite quote?
My favorite quote probably actually comes from somebody who's not on the radio, but interestingly enough, I just watched his movie this past weekend. It's from Stephen Hawking, and he essentially said that life will always throw you curveballs, but the way in which you deal with those curveballs, whether it's good or bad, really can dictate just how happy you are.
I like that one.
That's a good one.
And I hope Las Vegas takes advantage of the radio station and definitely listens to it.
And thanks for being here, Dave.
Thank you.
It is my pleasure.
All right, so don't go anywhere because you don't want to miss this barbecue that will make your mouth water.
We have a job to do out here today.
To be a winning team, you have to work like a winning team.
My team depends on me.
And my team is 50,000 strong. Looks like a lot of work's going into this.
This is what it feels like to be part of a team.
A winning team.
The Action Team.
Get in on the action at actionteam.org. Are you in?
I don't think anyone captured my first steps on camera. I was the 5th kid, and by that time, first steps weren't a big deal. I was 16 and driving home with my brother Ben. A distracted driver hit us. Ben died on impact. I had 47 days in a hospital bed for reality to settle in. With a major spinal cord injury, doctors said I would never walk again. But deep down, I knew I would. I prayed that every day. Family, friends, strangers, all started to pray for me to be able to walk again. The progress has been slow, and the victories hard won, but I feel the prayers.
Whether you need support in a tragedy or just to make it through a bad day, prayer can make a difference. America, let's come together by believing with each other.
For someone to come alongside you and say, I'm going to believe with you, it means a lot.
There's something about having a home-cooked meal that makes you feel warm inside. See how TC's Rib Crib puts the family in restaurant and turn tragedy to triumph.
Full style of ribs right there. The best in the business right there. Can't go wrong with that.
The ribs are phenomenal. They are cooked, they're not fatty, they're not too burnt, they're just perfect. Like as soon as you put it in your mouth, the meat falls apart right in there. That's really good.
Would you like one?
TC's Rib Crib, a family-owned and operated restaurant, found their way to Las Vegas after Hurricane Katrina in New Orleans, Louisiana.
They were displaced, and a vast majority of them had no place to go, no place to relocate.
We all needed a plan for the future, and everybody's cooking was so good that we should open up a restaurant.
Through tragedy, oftentimes comes triumph. You just have to have the heart and the fortitude to be able to find it.
It all started from there, family members vying to get their sides on the menu.
And if your recipe wasn't good enough to make the menu, you didn't get on it.
Our Uncle Joe, he makes the greens, Sam makes the baked beans, Irving's mother makes the potato salad, so that way they stay consistent and they stay the same because we all think that our recipes are better than the other.
And all of it is homemade.
Even down to the sauce.
Matter of fact, if you look right over here, I'm making a batch of it right now.
The barbecue sauce, it's great. It's on everything, so it's really good.
But the recipes are locked away in a safe.
It's important that our family recipes stay secret so that nobody can steal them.
A good home-cooked meal, you get it right here at TC's.
Working with family isn't always the easiest.
Because your family can irritate you in ways that no one else can because they have that family bond.
Good thing is that we're all together and we can count on each other and trust each other and know that the love is there.
That's what you're going to get out of our food, love.
You can reach them at 702-451-RIBS. Reporting for Front Row Center, I'm Nakaya Berry. I know you wish you were here right now because we smell some delicious barbecue here in the studio. We're here with TC's world-famous Rib Crib. Thanks for bringing all this food.
You're very welcome. It's a pleasure and a true honor.
Thank you, and you know we're going to eat all this when it's over, right?
I would expect nothing less. I'm going to help you.
Just saying. So before we get into this really good-looking food, can you tell us who is TC?
TC is my father. TC stands for Thomas Charles, and he turned 80 yesterday, so hooray for TC.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday.
That's cool. So tell us what we have here today.
Today we brought some of our more popular dishes. These are our succulent spare ribs.
Yummy.
Look good.
We have baby back ribs. We also have beef ribs for those who don't eat pork. Don't know why you wouldn't eat pork, but anywho, for those that don't, we do have beef ribs. We have collard greens, Our famous macaroni and cheese, which is in Irving's family lineage.
5 generations. My grandmother actually made that on a slave plantation in South Carolina, 5 generations upline.
And you've won some awards with the macaroni and cheese, right?
Many, yes. A couple of different magazines, Review Journal, Las Vegas Weekly, 7 magazine. So it's been really exciting.
And tell us about TC's Rib Crib and the Review Journal, any awards you've had.
It's wild. We've won Best of Vegas on numerous occasions. Viewers, or the readers, as well as the editors. They differentiate like that. The editors sometimes have a more discerning palate, and the viewers kind of go, baby back, yeah, I heard that somewhere, so I'll vote for them. So the Editor's Award is really a big thing. We've won Best Pulled Pork Sandwich from Las Vegas Weekly, as well as 7 magazine.
I see that right here.
I'm going to try it because they won, so I'm going to judge it too. It looks good.
This is the crowning achievement if you give us the thumbs up.
No, it looks good. And you know, I don't see potato salad, but I know you have it.
Oh, we have everything. All of our sides are homemade. We wanted to introduce something a little bit different. We have fried pickles, sweet potato fries, but of course we have our potato salad.
That's what I eat with all my barbecue potato salad.
And we make our own barbecue sauce, which has been in our family recipe for, I don't know, how many years?
They started making this sauce in 1902. It started off as a meat sauce. It's been to North Korea, the Korean conflict rather, Vietnam with TC himself when he was cooking over there, and 2 tours. So it's 113 years. It's actually been in my wife's family now.
And everything here is homemade.
Yes.
And you have the family whole dynamic into the restaurant too.
Yes.
Which is insanity.
Yes.
You love them, but you want to choke them, and then you fire them, and then you have to hire them back. It's a weird thing. You fire them on Thursday, then your sister will call and say, hey, so you hiring my kid back? I know, right? And I'm like, okay.
Like with family, don't take it personal, right?
Right, and then when you nudge them and stuff, it doesn't count because there's none of that abuse. Because I'm like, you're part of the family. I can do anything I want to you.
So how long do you guys keep the ribs in the smoker for?
It depends on the rib. We do, with the spare ribs, as well as the baby back, you have to use a 6-month-old hog. If it's over 6 months, then the meat starts to change. So they have to go to 6 months at slaughter. The spare ribs smoke for about 6 hours to 6 1/2, depending on how many you're in, the depth and the density. And the baby backs, because of their size and the meat content and less fat, they cook a little faster. Most people will tell you they smoke them about 5 1/2. Far too long, 4 hours max, out and go. Because it starts to toughen up, and then, have you ever had barbecue where and then your hand smells like mesquite or some type of smoke? You never want that. So that means it's been in there too long. You got to throw a little apple wood in there, a little cherry to lighten it up a little bit. Gives the meat a much better flavor too.
Yeah, there's a lot of barbecue fanatics here. How is Las Vegas, and being in Las Vegas, how long have you been open for?
10 years. Came 3 months after Hurricane Katrina down in New Orleans. So we just not celebrated, but reflected on the 10-year anniversary of that. When we first got to Vegas, we would literally drive around looking for Q, and there was not much to choose from. So we did inevitably we would go pick some up, take it home, smoke it, and go. Since we opened 10 years ago, there's a plethora of barbecue restaurants. It seems like everybody who can spell BBQ is opening up a restaurant. No disrespect, love them all, hope they all flourish. But there were literally one other chain and us when we opened. Glad to see all the other ones in the market. It's a beautiful thing, and we survived economic downturn, 2 elections. It's been wild. It's been a wild ride.
Yes.
And I hear you guys have a Catfish Friday.
Oh, yes.
What is that? Because catfish is good. I love fried fish.
Fried catfish. It's so good. It's hand battered in our own special secret seasoning. And every Friday, we have Catfish Friday. It's been so popular that we do have it. If it's available during the week, we'll serve it, but we are known for our Catfish Friday.
And that's spelled F-R-Y, Friday.
Right, F-R-Y is in front. And just another note to that, my grandfather has a hatchery in Itta-Bena, Mississippi, which we are wildly proud of. He'll tell you that in a minute. He sends us the catfish weekly from his own hatchery. So you get the best, most fresh fillets. We fillet them right in the back. Batter them, dip them, boom, fry them. You can't get a fresher fish. Wow. And Itta-Bena, Mississippi is the catfish capital of the world. He'll tell you that in a second.
So where can we find you guys?
3655 South Durango, in between Twain and Spring. It's in between Twain and Spring Mountain, right on Durango, on the west side, across from Desert Breeze Skate and Soccer Park. And we're opening up a second location, probably in Green Valley, and then a third on North Durango, in between the 215 and the 95 freeways. But we'll give you information on those. Right now, 3655 South, 702-451-RIBS. Easy to remember. Come see us. We'd love to have you.
Durango.
South Durango.
And after all this food, you'll have some dessert. I see peach cobbler and banana glazed donut bread pudding here. And after you get your plate, you can walk it all off at this place that you probably wouldn't even realize you would be in Vegas. Take a look. The Las Vegas Wash is one of those hidden gems in town. As you walk down the trail, you'll start to hear a loud roar and realize it's running water. The Wash is the only place in Vegas with running water year-round. Take your time and explore all of the trails. And remember to bring bug spray and try not to get lost. Thanks for stepping out with me. I'm Nakaya Berry. Well, that is the Las Vegas Wash. Have you ever been, Deshola?
You know, I've never been there, but when I saw your Instagram picture of it, I was like, she must be out of town, because I didn't know Vegas even had anywhere that looked remotely like that.
Well, I definitely hope you and others take a look at it.
I will.
What's trending in Vegas, Deshola?
Well, I don't know if you heard, but Uber and Lyft are finally here. I feel like we were like the last big metropolitan city to not have Uber or Lyft, so they're here now.
It's crazy how the taxi drivers put up such a big fight with them, but they're finally here, and I'm sure it'll be useful for a lot of people.
I mean, I think so. Online, I saw that from UNLV students can get from UNLV to downtown for $13 to $17, so that's not that bad.
All right, well, we'll definitely use that with the app too. And how was today's show for you?
I thought it was really cool. I really liked the band. They did such a good job in the food. I mean, come on. You know, I love barbecue.
And we're going to eat all of that after.
No, seriously.
So whatever device you're using, keep it on, because we're showing you our upcoming events in the city that I'm sure you would like to go to.
We'd also like to hear from you, so follow us on Twitter and Instagram at FRCLV and like us on Facebook.
And throw in a hashtag in front of FRCLV to keep us in the loop.
Well, you guys, that's all we have for the first episode of
Front Row Center, where art and entertainment collide. See you next week, Las Vegas.